LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your teen, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for April 27th through May 1st, 2026. How are we in May?
Thank you. It's usually me who says it, but thank you.
I can't. I don't know. So we do have a few Port Charles pipelines. Oh, yay. From Andrea. Hi, ladies. You interviewed me for a podcast about 2 years ago. We remember you. She was one of our fan spotlights. Yes. I'd be so interested in going on the cruise. Still enjoying your podcast every week.
Oh,
one down.
Yes.
Yay. Thanks, Andrea. Again, remember. So actually, okay, so I know that I said cruise. But remember I texted you that I was listening to one of my podcasts and they were recording at a podcast studio at a resort?
Yes.
So I looked up what that resort was and it's the Baja Mare in the Bahamas.
Oh, nice.
And they have a podcast studio.
That's awesome.
So maybe we consider, we look at our options.
Yes.
But maybe we consider some kind of a trip. That'd be pretty cool to have one where we could also record without it being my stuff. We could just book the room and
I'm in.
Yeah. And then from Kim, hey, I'm so excited to hear you guys cover Lucy. Okay, so guess what? Our Port Charles 411 coming up this week is going to be Lucy. I updated my write-up back in January, so it doesn't have her complete nonsense plan to take Sidwell down in it, but it's more current than the original. Thank you so much.
Yes, that's awesome. I appreciate it just from the not having to do all the research, and I love to see what other people think are the important things to talk about and how they write it up.
Yes. On the fan cruise, this actually, Kim, I think you might have been, because I typically snooze the emails, but her subject was Lucy Co. updated January 26th. So I knew that it had to do with the 411 because we had said that we were going to move on to Lucy. So I read hers and it says, as someone who gets seasick just thinking about a boat, I'm a pass. But if you want to do a fan beach house or fun glamping in the Berkshires, that'd be fun. I've been there, but that was in the winter. So that I've never been there in the bitter weather. I'm in. Heck, I'll do a fan trip to an outlet mall and drinks at Chili's with the two of you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is so sweet. And that's where we had dinner with our first fan. Was it a Chili's? Is Chili's our place?
Maybe. I'm okay with that. These drinks were yummy.
They were. Keep up the amazing work. It's so exciting watching you grow and succeed. Also, so happy to see Ethan back. Note to the GH writers. When in doubt, add a hunk.
Yes. Good advice.
This week. Ooh. I see him and Joss as a potential pair.
Ooh, that would be good.
That would be interesting. Slight age difference, but it would be interesting, especially since he's working for Sunny. Question mark.
I feel like that's a better age difference than they were pretending like this week Joss was going to be interested in Nathan. Like, that was just weird. We'll get to it, I know, but that age difference was absurd.
Right, so that is it for the Port Charles pipeline. I don't have any real life notes. Do you?
No.
Okay. We've already talked about coming 411 is Lucy. Thank goodness, and she came back this week.
She did.
So that kind of worked out. I know that we said that, what was it, April 11th or around there was her anniversary, but she wasn't on. So
Yeah.
we secretly knew what we were doing.
Sure we did. It all works out.
All right, so let's move on to Hulu headlines. We're still all over the place with this. On Monday, Elizabeth gets information about Jason. Valentin makes a confession. Ethan makes Sunny an offer. Jocelyn questions Dante. Sidwell is suspicious. That's the longest one. The next 4 are shorter than that one total.
Awesome.
On Tuesday, Tracy issues a warning. Curtis eyes a new suspect. On Wednesday, Lulu is outraged. Michael unveils his plan. On Thursday, Lucas confronts Carly. Brennan is alarmed. And on Friday, Sunny seeks out Britt. Carly's luck may have run out.
Mm-hmm.
She had one last little bit of luck.
She did. All right, where are you starting? Because I started last week.
No, we didn't, because I went on and on and on. And I gave the whole background about the theater, and I talked about Aladdin, and that was first. I talked for like the first 20 minutes last week because of that story.
I don't think that counts. I think that was your love of the theater.
No. But okay, I still started last week. So where do you want to start?
Oh, man. I feel like it's jumping into the middle, but I have to start with Willow to get to Chase because I was so annoyed. So I'll try to start at the beginning. Liz mentions, no, Nina, was it Nina that mentioned? No, Nina didn't mention. Oh my gosh. See, I can't get my thoughts together.
Did it pick up where Liz was still talking to Nina? Was she still there?
I don't think she was. I think it just picked up at the hospital. That's where I was confusing the 2 weeks. Willow shows up at the hospital.
Yes.
And we had seen her a few minutes earlier in her office talking to Kai about how she needed to change some things around. But then Isaiah called and he wanted Kai. And so then we see her show up at the hospital and she's like, "Oh, Liz, I haven't seen you in so long. Thanks for checking on Drew." And Liz is like, "Well, didn't your mom tell you?" And she's like, "No, what are you talking about? Why didn't Nina tell you that Drew was SOSing all over the place? And I'm so excited. We should get him one of those machines that can read his eyes and then he can talk to you and it'll almost be like having your husband back. And it's going to be so exciting." And Willow shut it down, no problem, and said how that would hurt his ego and it would make him think that she didn't believe in him anymore. And so she was not going to pursue that because she didn't want him to think that she was resigned to him just being in this state for the rest of his life and make him lose hope, which is ridiculous.
She talked in like every way that a trained medical professional should not discuss.
Right.
Type of. So I feel like that was part of Liz's reaction.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful that she stopped and let Willow talk.
Mm-hmm. But her face was like, "No, you're ridiculous. This doesn't even make any sense." So I'm glad she's picking up on something is wrong there. But then we see Willow back in her office and Michael shows up and she discusses with Michael how she wants to take the kids to Disneyland or Disney World. I can't remember which one, Disney. And
World would be closer because they're
right. That's what I was thinking, but I don't know if other people think about that. So she said she wanted to take them to Disney, and he was like, "Yeah, that would be fine. The kids would enjoy Disney. We'll have to get that on the books. I was thinking of taking them to the island, and so we need to just talk about everything for our summer plans and figure it out." And she was like, "Okay." So as he's leaving, in walks Chase with this big bouquet of flowers. I literally yelled at my TV and was like, "WT is he doing?" Because that is not appropriate. No. You do not take flowers like that. That is not an appreciative. If you would have sent flowers like from Brook Lynn and him,
Brook Lynn had sent flowers to her office. Yes.
And just like a regular bouquet of like a thank you. They do thank you bouquets with the cute little balloon in it that says thank you, with a card that says thanks so much for your help. That would have been fine. She specifically is like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you remembered my favorite flower." And he's like, "How could I ever forget? Of course." And they just go back and forth. I was so grossed out. Like, that is not the Chase that we all fell in love with. What is going on?
In front of Michael too.
Right.
Like, come on. But also, I would have even been okay if he had said, "Brooklyn and I wanted to bring you flowers, but Phoebe was really cranky today."
Right. Nope. This was 100% he planned this. I don't think Brook Lynn even knows that he bought flowers.
I was just going to say, and Brook Lynn does not know about that gesture.
Yes. Ridiculous. I was seriously so mad. I did. I yelled at the TV. I was so mad. So then that gave Michael the brilliant idea, which it didn't even take much to get there, of just let her do what she does. She falls in love with her heroes. She's going to end up falling in love with him again because he was on her side and did everything that he could do to prove that she was innocent. And he was in her business again. He's like, you said something about Michael signing papers. What does that mean? It's none of your business, Chase.
Right.
They're not your kids. It's none of your business. You should be happy to see that they're trying to co-parent together. And yes, they may need to have the legal system involved, but sometimes even good co-parents have that as a backup. Why are you being a jerk? It's none of your business.
Right.
Oh, yeah. So mad. I'm so mad for Brook Lynn.
I want Josh Swicker to pull a Matthew Perry and be like, Chase wouldn't cheat. Because that's what Matthew Perry did when Chandler got relocated to Oklahoma on Friends. They were toying with the idea of Chandler cheating on Monica. And he's like, nope.
No, because it wouldn't happen.
Like, Chandler wouldn't cheat on her. Like, that was not, he's like, there's no coming back from that. And that's going to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's absolutely going to happen. And Michael's 100% correct. That's just how it goes. Of Willow falls in love with her heroes. And so that's what's going to happen next. I'm so mad.
Did somebody write in last week about Phoebe being Luke's grandchild? And so Tracy's going to fight harder.
I thought they said the Ethan would be the dad, which would make Luke the grandfather.
Which would make him Luke's grandfather. Yeah. Okay. But so that was a 411, or that was a Port Charles pipeline from last week.
But I don't think that they took it to the extreme of Tracy fighting for her.
Shoot. Okay. This is why we only read the emails, because I'm feeling like somebody might have commented somewhere, or and I'm not going to go check all of our social media accounts. Somebody either commented on one of our things, or if you did write into email, I'm sorry, I can't find it with just like a quick search. Somebody wrote in saying they liked that idea and they think that Tracy, when she finds out, will fight harder for Brook Lynn to keep custody because that's Luke's grandchild.
Yeah, but what if Ethan wants her back?
I guess the assumption is that Ethan won't. I don't know.
Oh, see, I don't think.
Like I just said, I forgot. Okay, I can't find the whole thing. I just remember that one little snippet. So let's not judge on the fact that this person said Ethan was going to abandon the child.
I'm not judging. I think that if Ethan came to Tracy, like if Ethan finds out that that's who has his baby, and he goes to Tracy and Brook Lynn is like, okay, I will approve this adoption as an open adoption, and I want to be able to swoop in here and see her on special occasions and whatever, but you guys are definitely her parents, and I'm not going to try to undercut that in any way, that would be okay. But I do not see Ethan, especially after the fact that he didn't know who his dad was. I don't see him just walking away from her like, oh, it wasn't mine, didn't happen. I don't think so. I think that's part of the reason that he's there, even though he hasn't disclosed it yet.
Right.
So
sorry, that just reminded me, and now I can't find it.
Well, that's okay. There's been a lot of chatter online all over the place. It's hard to avoid sometimes of people giving their thoughts on baby Phoebe.
No, but it was directly to us. I just can't find where.
That's fine. I'm sorry, I didn't see that one. But I'm good with that. I do like the idea of Tracy being like, yeah, no, we're not going to let this baby just go right back into the system whenever they would want to keep her. Because I guess that'll bring us to Brook Lynn, since we just talked about Chase. Brook Lynn was out for a walk and ran into Alexis, who knew nothing about the baby, even though Molly's dating Cody, who lives at the Quartermain Mansion. But okay. So she's like, oh, who's this little princess? And then says, I wondered why you and Chase hadn't reached out again about adopting. And Brook Lynn goes on to say how they got Phoebe and how if they can't find Phoebe's family, she would really like to adopt her. And I liked that Alexis pointed out, like, you don't get to just skip the line of people that are already on the adoption waiting lists. There's a difference between foster parents and adoptive parents for a reason. And it's nice that you got to foster her, but that doesn't give you automatic rights to jump in and adopt. So Brook Lynn said she'd have to talk to Chase about it, even though she knew they would be on the same page and start doing whatever they needed to do. And then Alexis said for them to do their own like behind the scenes search for her family so that they could show that they had goodwill towards they really were trying to find Phoebe's family, but since they couldn't, they want to move forward with the adoption. They're just not just trying to rush this and like snatch someone else's baby. All right, so what did you find where? Because you just made the face.
I found the comment.
Okay.
It was on TikTok.
Ah.
I think you nailed the Ethan connection to the baby, and Tracy will want Brook Lynn to fight even more because she will be Luke's granddaughter. So that's literally the only, and I think that it was just, you hit the nail on the head, was that Ethan's going to be the father, not, because I don't think we've made any assumptions of he's not.
No, I'm assuming that he knows that that girl was pregnant and that he's going to want to know that the baby is safe and being cared for.
Well, we talked about that's why we think that he followed, because that's who he was probably on the phone with. Like, I'll be here every day at noon.
Right.
Yep. Okay. Sorry.
So
that was really bothering
I knew it was going to drive you nuts until you found it. So I'm glad that you did.
I would have given up.
But yeah, so Alexis was just giving her advice on what they need to do. And then later on, we saw Brook Lynn and Chase at the Savoy, and she was looking for the right moment to bring up to him that she thought that they should do the whole adoption with the baby. But then she's freaking out. I'm not saying I wouldn't be upset and concerned, especially hearing Curtis's side of, I'm not saying it was the other person's fault, but if they stopped for the accident, we could have got help faster, and then maybe we could have got Jordan out of the car faster, and she wouldn't have sustained the issues that she did with the burns and all that stuff. But she is like going nuts about it. Like, you're just showing that there's something that you're guilty of. Calm down.
I need them to be done with this next week.
Okay.
I'm done with how many people, because Curtis went to Laura about it.
Mm-hmm.
How many, I don't even know how many people said this week the other driver didn't even hit the car and probably didn't even know about the accident. Curtis and Jordan are both rational adults. They know these things. And yes, accidents are horrible, but especially where she recognizes that, geez, why they crashed.
I think they were trying to change that up this week, though. If you watched her flashback, now I feel like this is how I watched it. Maybe I'm wrong. The original week, whenever the accident happened, she was the one who instigated the kiss. Like, she looked at him and was like, hey, and like leaned over the majority of the way for him to meet her. When she did the replay in her head this week, it was more like he was initiating the kiss and leaned over more towards her. So
that was after Britt visited her.
Yeah. So is she now going to be like, no, it was Curtis's fault because if he wouldn't have leaned over to kiss me, I would have never wrecked the car.
Oh, okay. This is not how I want her and Brick to get together. But she looked happy when...
I love Brick.
I do too, but this isn't how I want them.
I don't know that they're going to give Brick a real love interest. I mean, I think that's the whole point of his character is he comes in, fixes Sonny's problems, flirts with all the pretty women, and then leaves. Like, does he have the time commitment with everything that he does?
He's taking down international bad guys. What did he say? An international or foreign dictator? He took down a foreign dictator?
Yes.
But to get the rest of that story, she's going to have to call him when she gets out of the hospital.
Oh no, I have to go to Turks and Caicos with you to hear the rest of your story. What will I ever do? I did feel like his line was stupid with that too, though, because he asked if they were serious. Britt does his research. He knows who Curtis is. He knows they have the same last name. Like, come on.
Okay, but that's different, though, just because they could just be getting back. They are more serious than if they were just getting back together. Like, they are.
But
like,
he would know that there's a history, like a deep history.
Right.
The way he was asking the questions, it felt to me like, oh, you met Joe at the bar last week? Are things getting serious? Like, come on, Rick. You know who Curtis is. You know their past. And not that I think that they should be rushing it. It does feel kind of rushed. But I also feel like when you have that kind of history with somebody, that it's hard not to rush it. Because what are you really waiting for? If you've decided that you want to be together, it's time to move forward. Right. So that might be from my own personal experience, but
I don't know. It's okay. I am thankful that we finally took off all the bandages and now we do have a little bit more damage that we can understand kind of where she's coming from. However,
it's still not that bad. And especially since they're saying like your skin needs time to heal on its own, period, before you can do anything else with it. I'm not saying I wouldn't be upset. I mean, anyone, no matter what they look like before.
I understand where she's coming from, because all we've seen before was just the scratch, like clear on her cheekbone that like we talked about, like it was perfect, like on her cheekbone. She could fully cover that up. Now we do see like a little bit more of like burn, more scarring on her lips that I don't remember seeing the scarring on her lips before, but it could have also been how the bandages were positioned. Even though her mouth was shown, I don't remember seeing those. But even Justine, when she was like, I'll use this to hide my face when I'm in public so children don't scream at me. And Justine's like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
You have my permission that if I ever get in a car accident and that is the extent of my damage.
Right.
And I'm like, Amanda, people are just going to run away from me.
Yeah, I'm going to yell at you and be like, girl, your car literally exploded. Okay. Be happy that that's all that's wrong with you.
Right.
And they're not saying that they can't fix it or help it to look better. It just needs time. It's not like they're like, sorry, you're so disfigured. There's nothing we can do for you. And we're discharging you the next day. Deal with it. Like, come on. You have to give it time. If they try to mess with it too early, they're going to mess it up. It has to heal to a certain degree before they can intervene. And they even said that, like, that's one thing they held consistent. When Ava had her burns, when Spencer had his burns, like, they gave it time.
Ava moved pretty quick, though. Ava did move pretty quick, but she was also gone for a while.
Right. Yeah. I assume that she just didn't want to be around while she was, air quote, disfigured or whatever before her treatment actually started. So Jordan needs to calm down. And everyone there, I don't know, everyone was telling her how beautiful she was and being so kind.
Trina needs to tell Ava, and Jordan, or Ava can go talk to Jordan.
Yes, that would be good.
But then Portia's going to Lucas, and what is she doing now? She's like, can you call your friend Dr. Shapiro?
Yes.
And have him work on Jordan? And Lucas basically said the same thing. Well, he's backed up for a while, and also I don't think she's there right now.
Right.
You know, like, what is Portia doing? Why does she feel guilty? Do you think she thinks that Isaiah did it?
Oh, maybe. I did think it was weird and not just like nice. Everyone is spilling their guts everywhere this week that I was very confused why they were sharing information that they were sharing. She's talking to Curtis and she's
There's no inner monologue this week. It's just, my thought.
Let me just tell you everything. Because she talks to Curtis and he's suspecting Isaiah. And then she says, oh, we were up at his cabin. And Curtis is like, oh, you were out of town. And like you see for a second, his brain is like, then it couldn't have been Isaiah because they were at the cabin. And then she's like, well, at least I was. Isaiah had to come back to help some patient. He told you that night it was confidential. It was for a friend. So why are you telling Curtis about it?
Yeah.
And then his whole
so maybe Isaiah, she doesn't think it was Isaiah.
I don't know.
Because I don't think she would have told Curtis that if she thought it was Isaiah.
I wouldn't think so, but maybe she's just, we're going to blame it all on pregnancy brain. She's just handing out everything. Like, come on.
Well, I don't know where my equilibrium is. You don't suddenly, that is one of the beautiful things about pregnancy is that it happens subtly. Like when you look at yourself over the time frame, you're like, man, did my body change? But it happens so subtly that you adapt to it. It's not a sudden you wake up one day, step out of bed and go, bam, like head over feet, fall on the ground. Like, where did this come from?
Hey, you've never had
fans the whole way around.
Maybe that's something that comes with that advanced maternal age, and you don't know anything about that yet. Right? Oh my god!
I will not ever know what it's like to be pregnant at 50. So
yeah, that's it's a safe assumption. But yeah, she just plays up everything, and it annoys me.
Yes. Oh, and her telling everyone it's never too late to go back and fix your mistakes. Yes, it can be.
Yeah,
so can be.
Yep.
Quit saying that because she just tells people what she wants done for her.
Yeah. And Trina,
so she would extend that same grace.
Trina has already apologized to Jordan once whenever she found out about the fact that her mom was with Isaiah. So why would it be weird for her to show up at the hospital and visit Jordan and then be like, oh, I just want to apologize again I can see how much my dad cares for you. He's here every day, and I should have seen that you guys had something special. I'm sorry. It would be very natural. She doesn't need to make it this whole thing that Portia's trying to do. Like, we can't paint the baby's room because we can't move on. Yes, we can. Okay.
Right. At least have the conversation with Jordan also. and say, listen, so she is 2 months out. So we are on a time crunch. We're going to get started with just painting the room, whatever color the walls are going to be. We are going to leave this space for you. So when you are done, like when you're able to, you can come add your touch or like, at least have them have a plan and be like, I know that you loved the elephants. And so, we're not going to put the elephants on the wall until you are here,
Right.
but we do have to, baby has its own time too. So like we do have to kind of get moving along on it, but you can still respect wanting her to be part of it, but also like this is something that actually does have to start to be done because
I'm assuming that they're drawing up like a vision board or whatever. Go to the hospital with some color swatches. Do you like this color pink or this color pink better? Okay.
Right.
Or we have technology now. You could FaceTime her while you're at the store. Do you think we should pick, like you said, the elephants or the bunnies? Like, come on. There's ways to incorporate her. And I really don't think, other than the initial how nice it was to be invited, I don't think she's going to care that much. Like, she will understand that babies are on their own time frame. She's had one before. She gets it.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of that, we did get that this week of Molly finally saying when TJ moved away. When did TJ move away? Because no one ever told us TJ moved away. He
Not
just
a clue.
Stopped showing up, but okay.
Yep. I don't know.
So annoyed.
Because I feel like that would have been something that upset Molly. Would have been, and I could even understand if TJ didn't tell her. And she would have been like, I just found out that he went to another country.
Right. But I don't feel like TJ would have done that, especially with the loss of the baby. I feel like we would have seen TJ sending her flowers or something and being like, hey, just wanted to let you know, even though I'm in Seattle, they love to send people there. Even though I'm in Seattle, I remember what today was and I'm sorry.
Right. Because that's a big, although where it's kind of the thing that led to their end, I could see where that would be a difficult thing for him to maybe send flowers and be like, maybe even just like simple text, like, hope that you're doing okay today.
Right. Something.
But a romantic type gesture, even though flowers aren't always romantic, but something like that, I feel like that might be.
Right. I was thinking of the difficult. Thinking of you bouquet, not that your favorite flower bouquet.
Right. I don't know. But yeah, we just covered a lot of ground. Hold on. Oh, Curtis told Turner to look into Isaiah.
Yes. And
we already talked about the fact they talked to Laura too. But like, yeah, he told Turner, he's like, so you don't have any
suspects. And isn't it convenient that Isaiah just wrecked his car in the parking lot and is in a super speedy mood to get his car fixed? And now that's somehow going to make him suspicious.
They're going to be able to match the paint of the parking garage to his, like, she could go out right now and be like, you know what? I got a little Ziploc biohazard bag in I got the Willow kit. I'll just go scrape some of that paint, bring it in and be like, oh, wait, that's actually his paint. Sorry, dude. That literally did just happen. Go touch it. It's probably still a little warm from where it rubbed.
Right, exactly. And the fact that he's saying it happened right there at GH. It's not like, oh, I took a road trip. I was just driving on some open road and I hit whatever. Like, he's not coming up with some crazy story. It's in the GH parking.
Oh, the fact that he's calling his insurance over this, though?
Yeah.
How badly did he hit that? Because I'm sorry. That's not something you call your insurance on. Your premium's going to go so high.
Right. And you're a doctor, you should have the $1,000 to just pay it and be done. Like, pay the repair. Unless you really smashed up your whole front end.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, does he have like right? Like, did he like really crunch in the side and like it's actually falling off? And
I don't know. He should slow down in parking garages then. That is the problem with his driving. Slow down, sir.
Yes.
But Chase questioned Brook Lynn this week on where her car was. And Tracy's like, oh, I got a 2-for-1 deal at the detailing center. So I booked us both in there.
And he's like, I don't see you as a penny pincher. Although part of me's like, she's not extravagant, though. And most wealthy people are frugal.
Right. That's how you
they don't go wasting money on crap. Like, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's whenever Trina then came in and was like, oh, they delivered a package to the apartment instead of to you guys. Here you go.
We never see her at the main house.
Nope, never. But apparently she's there often delivering the UPS packages because Tracy makes the comment that she should get part of the guys' salary since she does his job all the time.
Yep.
And then Brook Lynn is just being all weird and asking about Jordan, and then talking about how Trina has a beautiful voice, which she does, but that was a huge leap from, oh, I heard you singing a few times at the nurses' ball and the other day at Charlie's, and now I think I can get you a record contract. Like, what?
Right.
Oh, and that was the other thing at the Savoy. They're asking. Emma says something about, oh, you have such a beautiful voice, you could probably have a record deal. And she says, yeah, Gio's mom just offered me one. What?
Gio's mom?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gio's mom has passed away. And you mean Brook Lynn. What are you doing?
I hate that they're doing that with, no. Just like Taggart's her dad.
Yep.
Not Taggart. I mean, he's Taggart to us, but.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I literally have that written down. Like, since when?
Right. I was waiting for Gio to correct her because he was very nice talking to Brook Lynn, reminiscing about how when he did play at the symphony or at the Aladdin, that half of their town came and saw him. And I thought that was really nice that she went, not even knowing that he was her son. I'm glad that she has that memory. That's beautiful. But no, it's a long time before he should even consider calling her mom. And certainly no one else should be referring to her as that.
No. So it opened in 2011.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I meant to look that up because just because of, she was like, yeah, we went the summer that you did that. And I was like, wait a second, when was that? Oh, I'm sorry. 14 is actually when it went on Broadway. The show started in 2011, but it started in the New Amsterdam Theater, March 20th. All right. So there's all kinds of dates that we could have. I'm kind of upset about the fact that they didn't do this maybe 2 months ago then. So that way... Yeah. Because when Emma or Brook Lynn said something about, who said that they want, Molly told Cody that she's always wanted to see him on Broadway. And Cody's like, well, maybe you can. Right. And it's like, nope, Monday's his last day, dude.
Yeah, you did not have enough time.
Nope.
But maybe he'll go on to be in something else, because Cody then brought up what he had been in before, and Molly was like, oh, I didn't know you liked musicals, and he's like, no, I don't. Oh, and I loved him with her whenever she was like, I'm sorry I dragged you here, and he was like, if I ever pass up a day to see you looking all sexy, that's whenever you need to drag me out back and take me out. And she was like, oh, you think I'm sexy? And he was like, oh my gosh. They were so cute. I love that.
They were very.
I love how their relationship is playing the way like new, fresh relationships do play through. Like, it is very cute.
Yes.
Oh, and she got her book tour dates.
Mm-hmm.
And he said
he's gonna go with her
and be her roadie. And I'm glad that she remembered that her and Jordan used to be really close, and that he was like, yes, go visit her. Maybe this is the perfect opportunity for you guys to reconnect. I was waiting for her to be like, oh, you'd be okay with that? And I was like, oh, if you even ask that question, girlfriend, I'm going to be so mad. But she didn't, so I was okay with it.
Yeah, me too. They are so cute, though.
They are.
Oh, so do you know what this means, though? So Michael James Scott did not perform tonight, so he's probably going to perform on Monday, and that's actually going to be the day of his last.
Aw. Oh, that will be sweet. Okay.
Why am I crying at a show that I've never seen?
I don't know.
I'm a sentimental person.
Yes, you are. I cannot explain your tears, but it's very cute.
Well, no, because then I also thought this week was 30 years since Rent debuted.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm old. April 29th. It's 30 years.
Yep.
That's kind of where But also, if I did something for over 4,000 shows, I think that.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure that he's sentimental, and I get why he is. It's a huge accomplishment, and that's awesome for him. And so neat that he's celebrating on GH. Like, come on.
I know. So cool. But see, here's the thing. If we had done this 2 months ago, you and I could have gone and done a day trip and gone to see it.
You should have planned better.
And seen, they did not call me and consult. This would have been an excellent opportunity for us to be on the show, though.
Yeah?
Guys, we would have driven to New York. You've already heard me do it twice in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
8 months.
You're right.
Missed opportunity, guys.
Absolutely. That would have been fun.
We could have been the girl on the sidewalk taking the picture. Yep. Girls on the sidewalk taking the picture.
Mm-hmm. Next time, they'll have to call us up.
Hint. We're nearby.
Right?
Ish. In Shannon's mind, we're nearby.
I know.
In other people's mind, you go, You did what?
I agree that we're nearby. I'm intimidated about navigating the city when I get there. I could drive there, no problem. Like, it is not far. I could go there, not an issue, whatever. It's when we get there that then I would turn to you and be like, okay, now what do we do? Because I'm scared I'm going to get lost.
I'm gold.
So
I can drive in downtown New York City.
I can take you to Atlantic City. I can't take you to New York City.
Where else? I kind of feel like that really wraps up.
That took care of all the like more fun.
But then Michael, I guess we could kind of segue into that. Michael went and talked to Carly.
Yeah. I did like that she was the voice of reason and was like, that's your cousin's marriage that you're messing up. But he had a point. I'm not making Chase do anything. I'm not making Willow do anything. If the setup happens to continue to push them together, that was there already. He's slimy.
Stopping it. He's aware that it's probably going to happen and not doing anything to stop it, but he's not also pushing it to happen.
Right.
But also, it's Chase's decisions.
Correct.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that it's slimy, but he's not wrong that he can't make them do anything they don't want to do.
Yep. He almost walked in on Valentin.
Mm-hmm. Everybody almost walked in on Valentin this week.
Right?
I'm kind of over the heart-to-hearts between Carly and Lucas, though. I love them, and I love their relationship, but I feel like every week for the past few weeks, so we see him at the hospital, and Christina comes in, which I thought was really sweet. Christina comes in and is like...
Wait, when did she get back on the board? When is she... off?
Right,
when did she get back to doing anything with... Okay.
Nope. I wasn't even aware that it actually had opened, but I liked the intent of she shows up and is like, so do you remember a couple years ago I started this thing and then I got kicked off the board and no one knew that it actually opened, but it did. And it's all about helping out the community. And since Marco was so awesome and saved my life, and I know he's such a great guy, I thought maybe I could dedicate something to him. We could do some kind of fundraiser. Like, what are your thoughts? And so then they talk more and they talk about how Marco loved tennis and how he was super competitive with Lucas and how cute it was. And so then she decides that they're going to have some type of fundraiser to raise money so they can open tennis courts in Marco's name, because the other people on the board have already been saying that they need to come up with more athletic options for the people who are visiting the center. And so that's great.
However, this would have been an excellent opportunity for our pickleball court suggestion.
True. But either way, they got there, and that was great that they're going to do something with the center and in Marco's name, and I loved all of it. But then we see him go to Carly, and he's like, I'm dealing with the loss of someone that I really loved, and I don't want you to die, so can you stop dating your mystery man, because I think that he's going to get you killed. And she's adorable with the way that, you know, she feels about Valentin, and so she's like, he would save me. It's like listening to you talk about him. He would save me, and he would do anything for me, and he's not going to put me in danger, and blah, blah, blah. And he says, like, it's obvious that you really care about this guy. Why can't you be together? But, like, I feel like we're beating a dead horse. Until she's ready to tell you who it is, Lucas, she's not going to tell you. And you should know by now that Carly doesn't shy away from danger. So it could be like the whole Sunny thing all over again. But you're not going to change her mind.
Right.
Like, she lost her own child from being in that environment with Sunny. You really think that she's going to stop whatever she's doing because you say, I don't want to lose another person that I care about?
Right. It's true.
It was very senseless, I felt like. I felt like it was just added in there to be like, oh, all these people keep interrupting and almost finding Valentin. And it's like, pick somebody else. I don't know.
Well, then he also told Joss.
Yes. Right. Another one of those, I didn't stop my brain.
Absolutely had no idea that Joss could possibly know who it is.
No, he didn't, but that wasn't his business.
Nope.
That wasn't his business. And then she takes the information to Brennan, which was absolutely not her business to share. I don't understand what she's getting at with that.
No.
And he's like, you're just saying this to me because you're mad that I put you in sleeper mode. And she's like, no, I'm just letting you know. Think about it. My mom hasn't been as attentive. She's not around as much. She's forgetful. She's not where she says she's going to be. So, and then he does sit there and start thinking. And then he goes to Sunny. Why would he go to Sunny?
I think he thought it was Sunny.
Okay, and you're stupid if you think that Sonny's going to give up Carly, even if it was him. If Sonny wanted you to know that he was hooking up with Carly, you would know he was hooking up with Carly.
But I think that he was maybe, we've said it before though, like Brennan definitely loves her.
Yeah.
So maybe it was more of a, hey, you've been in this position before. What was the pattern?
Yeah,
like,
but
what did she do?
They're not that good of
friends, but he's desperate. And he has no one to talk to.
Okay, I felt like this week him and Joss were the worst two WSB agents ever because neither one of them were slick or stealthy or not totally showing their hand to everyone that they talked to.
Well, and especially after Dante just outed her.
Yeah.
Called her out. Like that happened before she told Brennan.
Yep.
So, and she has seen it happen that her mouth and just not thinking about the whole big picture because like she even said like she would have to take her mom in for treason.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what she just did?
Right.
Like
I really just don't, like I said, I don't understand everyone speaking this week on things they shouldn't be speaking on. Then she goes to Nina and is like, oh, here, I brought you a coffee and I wanted to apologize. And Nina's like, I'm calling you out on your crap. What are you talking about? And she's like, oh, well, I, jumped to conclusions because of Michael's relationship ending with Willow and I shouldn't have put that on you. And Nina's like, yeah, no kidding. But what do you want? Because this is weird. Right. Why are you here? I mean, that was months and months and months ago. And she's like, oh, I decided that I wanted to be gym partners with your brother. And I felt
buy him a thank you gift for being a good spotter.
Right.
I'm a very bad gift giver then.
Right? Right. I have never bought someone a gift for one interaction at the gym before. And then Nina takes it the wrong way, which was just ew because of that age difference, and is like, oh, I get it. You have a crush on my brother. Even if Joss did have a crush on her brother, why would she go to Nina? That doesn't make any sense. And then
right. It's not like they're friends.
Right. And Joss is like, no. I don't have a crush on your brother. He's with Lulu, and asks about, why he's with Lulu instead of Maxie, which again is a very weird conversation. She tries to say, oh, well, I just thought that they'd always be together like me and Dex were supposed to be together. And that kind of softens it. But even then, like, you don't see Joss being that vulnerable with Nina ever. So why is it suddenly happening? And Nina's like, none of this makes any sense. And then she goes and she talks to Obrecht and is just as freaking weird there too of, oh, I think I made your son mad.
We talked to him at the end of last week. We never, or talked to Liesl at the end of last week. We never talked about it though, because that's where this week picked up with Joss.
Oh, okay.
Was Liesl yelling at her, wasn't it?
Yes, it was this week that they were talking.
She approached her last week, and I think that's where it kind of ended with that. Because she was like, "I want to talk to you about your son." For a second, I thought Liesl knew.
Yeah, I wasn't sure this week. There were so many times that it was
she hugged him.
Yeah, the way that she's getting looks on her face and just what she said to Britt. So she calls everybody to Nina's office so that they can throw a major party for James, not for his birthday that's coming up, but because he's doing so good in Taekwondo.
I can't. This poor kid. All it had to be was he's getting his first birthday with his dad. I want it to be amazing. I want it to be making up for the past 7 years.
As she was talking about why they were going to have this party, I kept thinking, I wonder what Shannon's face looks like right now. Because she has to be so mad.
I just couldn't. Especially where his birthday is this month.
Right?
I could understand if this was over the summer and he was like grading his belt or whatever. And now he's in karate. I mean, this kid's in everything. But it's his birthday month, and we're going to throw champagne, oyster, caviar, catered, trampoline, hot dog, hamburger, water balloon party for his belt.
Yep.
He hasn't even, okay, not that I'm not thinking he can't earn it, but he also hasn't earned it yet.
And it's not like he's been in this, like, it's not like his black belt. Like, oh my God, you've been working for this for years, and now you're finally at the highest achievement. Let's celebrate it. Not saying we shouldn't celebrate the small victories, but he's been in Taekwondo, what, like a month? Are we going to throw a
yellow is
party?
The first.
Okay.
It goes yellow to orange.
Okay. So yeah, he's been in the program like a month.
And then you have, it looks like white, yellow, orange, green, blue, purple, red, brown, black.
Okay, white's what you start out with, so yeah. But I couldn't believe that she's trying to throw this huge party, and I was just laughing thinking about what your reaction must have been.
Exactly what you would expect. I was like, this kid has a birthday this month.
And so they talk about, Nina says she'd love to throw a party for James. She loves James. He's a great kid, but she cannot have a trampoline bouncy thing in her apartment. There's no room for that. So they need to have something somewhere else, or they can just have like a nice goodbye cake, good job, James party. And then she goes back to work. Nathan leaves, and Britt is talking to Liesl, and Liesl's like, I can't believe you didn't back me up, and I'm just so excited to see your brother finally have this. And the way she was talking, I thought she was trying to get Britt to be like, you know, something's going on here. So do I. That's not actually Nathan. And no, she kept talking like, yeah, she absolutely thinks that that's Nathan. So, which makes me feel bad for her when she finds out that that's not true. And I want to understand how, because James said to Nathan, don't you wish that you had a brother this week? And he kind of made a face. Oh, he said Peter. And James was like, no, I mean a good brother. And he kind of made a face, but so did Obrecht. And it was like, does she know? Does she not know? How do you have twins and not know? But then again, Nina had twins and didn't know. So where are we going with all of this craziness?
I like our one fan's theory about, oh shoot, what was our one fan's theory? I feel like it was kind of similar to our paid off the doctor and...
Yeah, took one and gave it to Faison and let her keep the other. But even though she gave it to him, gave Nathan to Madeline.
Yeah. There was something in the way that like when she hugged him and said, my son, it was like the first time she was hugging that son.
Right.
And then, oh God, when, was it Felicia? Were they at...
Wasn't Felicia last week that asked her to go see Anna? And
that
she
was with
refused.
Liesl, but with James and I'm sorry, that was Liesl it was at the Metro Court because it was after they left Sidwell and Lucy at Bobby's. They were going to get ice cream, and then Liesl texted Nathan, invited them, and then there was a couple times that this happened this week. So like when James was sitting there, Nathan said, can you go talk to Trish and ask how her mom's doing?
Yes.
Which we know that Trish is the hostess, but we don't know anything about her. Like, why is Nathan asking about mom? Like all these things. There were a few times that they added in like little real life things like that. Like you realize that they aren't just talking to each other, that there's other people in the world.
Right.
But James came back and said something about how sisters always get what they want. I wish that I had a brother. Dad, don't you wish that you had a brother? And he's like, oh, I kind of did. You know, Peter August. And then James says, and James knows way too much.
Yeah, because he's like, no, I need a good brother. Right.
It's like, you're kind of young to know even that he was bad, because that's also your sister's father.
Right.
And he's dead. So
yeah, I agree.
Like that's one of the things that you tell all the kids. Maybe Georgie, because she would have been old enough when all that stuff was happening to maybe have heard rumblings and stuff. But especially James and Bailey Lou, when they start Googling,
right?
Like you sit them down and talk about, listen, there's this, and this. What was it? Oh, there was a celebrity divorce that was happening, and one of the parents was saying, like, our kids are older and like young, but I had to let them know, like, this is being said about your mom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not okay. Like, this is not what's actually happening, but people, because of our jobs, speculate and you had to explain it to them. But like, there's no way that James needs to know that his sister's dad is bad.
Right.
Especially when that man delivered him.
Yep.
Wow.
Full circle moments.
Soap operas are fun. Well, and isn't Bailey Lou, they have the same birthday, don't they?
I don't know.
He was also born in May because it was the next year. Hold on. Her first appearance was May 27th. She was born May 27th. So they are like 6 days apart with birthdays. So yeah, she's never had a birthday either.
Nope.
But we also never see her. So there's that.
Right. By the time we do, she'll be 17.
Because that's when this whole thing started, was like James didn't get a birthday. He got a sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, she brought him. So I guess that conference was legit. She brought him.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of it with all that. Was it?
Yeah, that was really.
Oh, no. Because at the end of the week, Britt talked to Nathan and was like, you need to knock it off because you thought I could just come back from the dead and no one's going to ask questions. And people are. And he's like, oh, who? Jocelyn Jacks. And she's like, how did you know? And he said, well, she was asking all these stupid questions at the gym. She's like, yeah, so she's WSB. Could not believe that Britt said that.
I know.
You know that he is not. He said that he would kill you. Like that he would let bad things happen to you, his sister, even though he saved you.
And she's like, but I told you, because this has to stay between the two of us. And he instantly is like, yeah, I don't think that can happen. And she's like, no, seriously, you can't hurt Joss. I just told you so that you wouldn't get slipped up. And he's like, yeah, I don't. He never agrees with her. You never get, oh, yeah, I'm not going to kill her. And then
his fingers were crossed behind his back, you know?
Right. Yeah, right. And yeah, and how did she not feel so guilty? Because then Sunny shows up and is like, oh, hey, so Brennan came to see me and he told me where Jason is. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, can we go see him? And he's like, no. And I don't know how we're going to reach him or what's going to happen. But I just wanted to let you know that he's safe. And if you need anything, and he is being like the nicest person. And she's just standing there like, hey, I know that you and Joss don't really get along, but she is your ex stepdaughter and the sister of your children. And so FYI, I totally just let my psycho brother know that she's WSB and she's going to get killed.
Yeah.
Like, what a jerk. Jason is not going to be happy whenever he gets back and finds out about that.
And it's not like Britt with Rocco this week broke my heart because Rocco is being a teenager who is curious. I mean, first of all, he shot the guy, but also, even if he didn't shoot him, he's curious about who this international man of intrigue is,
Right.
And even more so that he shot him, and he's a caring guy and he wants to make sure that he's okay. And Britt was like half loving it. And Liz comes up and is like, what the heck are you doing? And Britt was like, you need to make sure Rocco stays away from me. Like, all this stuff. And Liz is definitely picking up on, okay, what's going on? Because she knows that she loves Rocco. So like, why do you want him to stay away from you?
I was surprised that Liz didn't already start thinking what was up whenever she was in attending to Cullum and he was trying to guilt her because he's like, oh, you're giving me excellent care. I just thought since you shared a baby with the person that shot me that you wouldn't care for me as well. And she's like, I'm a professional. I take care of my patients. And he's asking all these questions. And then he says, I just assumed that you helped Jason with his hand because there was kickback from the gun, which I feel like if you know how to shoot a gun, there's always kickback, but you know how to handle it. Everyone who shoots a gun doesn't get a wound on their hand or no one would use guns.
Right.
So why is he assuming that Jason has a owie on his hands? Like, what are you talking about? Jason has shot enough guns. He should be prepared for the kickback. But anyway.
And Cullum never saw the gun again.
Right. So how does
it's not like he saw like there was, not to get graphic, but like skin stuck in something that it would be like, oh, whoever did shoot this got a chunk of their finger.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he knows that whoever shot the gun had that kickback and got hurt. But I was just waiting for Liz to walk out and be like, wait a second. Jason didn't have any injuries. And who have I seen that needed medical help in an odd way on their hand? And now Britt is yelling and screaming, like, what's going on? And then she even said to Dante, we got like a brief, odd interaction between her and Dante because we still don't know what they're trying to do with the two of them, where she was like, oh, hey, by the way, I think that Cullum is more clueless than the PCPD because he's asking me questions, not like they have their own investigation. Like he doesn't know what's going on. And then Sunny said to Britt, Jason had to be protecting someone. And she's like, yeah, he is. So I just, when Jason does come back, this is all going to be blown all over the place because Liz is going to definitely have questions by then, or at least she should. And Britt is never going to come back from this. Like Jason's not going to be okay with the fact that she gave Joss up to Nathan.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Whenever she said it, I was like, what are you doing? There's a lot of yelling at the TV this week for people speaking when they shouldn't be speaking.
Yeah. There really, really is.
Oh, and then the other weird thing before you get to your favorite part, I still don't get Lucy and Ava. I do not understand how those two women, and I know I said this before, but again this week, do not understand how those two self-respecting women are sitting there on a double date. They're talking about going away. Ava's like, we should go check out this art. We can go. And then Lucy slides right in and is like, oh, I'd love to vacation. And obviously Ava doesn't know that she's working to Lucy's advantage whenever she's like, oh, I'm going to tell him to pull out a deception because he can't talk to you. But he already told Lucy that he's not a one-woman man, so why would he do that just because Ava says to?
Right. Well, so Ava kind of implied that while she hasn't been around, oh, she has.
Yeah.
And Sidwell kind of did too. He was like, oh yeah, Ava's been keeping me excellent company.
Yes, because Lucy apologized for not being there whenever Marco passed, and he was like, oh, it's okay, because Ava took great care of me. I don't know, it just makes me mad seeing them talking like this is some perfectly normal
and now Lucy had talked to Sunny.
Yes.
And kind of doing the same thing that, man, Sunny was just getting some really weird questions this week.
Right?
Because she's like, so can you help me get Sidwell over Ava? And he's like, no.
Right.
But then before that, she walked in with Ethan there talking to Sunny. And Sunny was impressed that she figured out that Ethan's working for him.
Right. Because that was hard. They were in the office.
Right. They were talking hush hush. They stopped when you walked in.
Right. And you know Ethan's background.
Right. And Rick talked Sunny into testing Ethan and his loyalty and trying to buy him off. And he's like, well, he's Luke's son. He's like, yeah, but he's also Holly's. Why do we keep forgetting that Ethan is Holly's son? We know this. We know it. Like, we know it. But like, as a motive for, well, Sidwell tried to kill my mom, so I'm on board for killing him. It's like, oh, that's right. She did. We said last week about Lucky.
Yeah.
Forgot about Holly.
Yep.
And it was Holly and Lucky together. It's not even like they were two separate situations. It was the same situation.
I think we just don't like Holly, so we tend to forget about her.
I don't not like Holly, but I just don't like the Holly that we were introduced to.
I was going to say, I don't like what we've seen of her. I know that it was supposed to be some great love story back whenever we were little, but everything that we've seen of her, she's a con artist, and she's not even a good con artist because everything that she does, she ends up needing these men to rescue her, and I don't like that. Like, if you're going to do it, then at least do it on your own.
She doesn't even need them. She does, but she sets it up so that she sets them up so they have to get them both out of situation. So it's like she sucks them in without them realizing it, and then is like, oh, sorry, you're here now, so you might as well get us out of this. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm going to take all the money and run.
Right, exactly. Thank you for not getting us killed, but no, I'm not sharing my profit with you.
Right. And then when we first had her come back after we started the show, it was the first time that you and I went back and actually watched and knew Robert and Holly. And I was like, I get it now. Like, I get it.
It makes sense, but I feel like it's not ingrained in our brains because we didn't watch it real time.
Right. But it's not a Holly that we were introduced to.
Right. Does that just leave you with your man? I feel like it does. Is there anything else?
No, there's a couple things.
All right.
Isaiah asked Kai to go talk with a little guy.
Yeah.
Derek, who needs a liver transplant. Do you want to think that Kai might become a tiny liver transplanter?
Oh, that would be cute. That would be very sweet.
I hope he does. Because you just have to give him a sliver of your liver.
There's a slogan for you.
I really didn't mean to do that either.
Gonna get some stickers made up.
Like they have a little section and they make little.
Oh my God. I'm totally when you randomly walk out to your car one day and there's a sticker on it that says that, you'll know who put it there.
But I think that would be really nice because Kai went and talked to him and the kid was so excited and knew all the stats of Kai and all he wants to do is play for PCU and be quarterback.
Yeah, it was very cute.
But I liked that. I liked that we got to see Isaiah doing his job.
Right?
I really thought that there was going to be something about Kai starting to ask, like, well, what would it take for him to find a donor?
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe we'll get there next week.
Maybe.
Because he did ask if you could visit him again.
Yeah, that was a very, very random thing.
Yes.
So it has to be going somewhere.
I hope so.
Joss brought up the 4th of July. That was something that Nina...
Yes.
Because Joss kept bringing up that, like, Maxie was pregnant and going through this, and she just doesn't know how like every now and again, like she'll feel like she's struggling with moving on. And then she realizes, but Maxie did this pregnant.
Right, which is total crap, but it worked for what she was trying to get it for. And then we see Joss not go to the Savoy, even though she had said that she was going to. And she's calling around trying to make sure that people are like out of her way. And she's dressed in her black outfit. And then Nathan shows up and says that he's decided he'd like to be her gym partner. And they talk all through that. And then she's like, okay, well, I'll text you next week and we'll get something set up. I'm going to go for a run now at night in all black. And he's like, he grabs her arm and we're left with suspense of what is that going to mean, because he grabs her arm and says, it's already too late.
Yep.
He can't kill her already. I mean, I don't doubt that he's going to kill her, but I feel like he would take that information to Cullum first before he goes ahead and does it. Like he'd get the order from Cullum.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw Cullum, your man made the mistake of calling to check on Anna and not thinking about the fact that Kevin is in Ireland and the phone call came from Port Charles. And so Cullum gets that tip off that someone from Port Charles is impersonating Dr. Collins and checking in on Anna.
Especially after he had just had the conversation about how Cullum and Sidwell have to be, and well, no, he had that conversation before he made the call, but still, because he made the call last week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, he made the call last week. And this week, he and Carly were having the conversation of Cullum and Sidwell must be working together. And she's like, well, why didn't they just kill her? And he's like, because anyone would have come out of the woodwork to find her killer. And she's like, including you. He's like, especially me.
Right.
But if they could make it seem like she lost her mind, then it would seem more like the job got to her, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, so then Cullum called Sidwell while he was at Bobby's with Lucy and told him that somebody had called from Port Charles. And he looked at Lucy in a weird way too.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, like they were just super cute with going back and forth. She was like, well, we'll just get takeout. He's like, God, no more takeout.
Right. I'll cook for you.
So she buys steak. She likes hers medium rare. And while they're talking, okay, I love how they are filming them though. Like,
yes.
Somebody's only job is Carly and Valentin right now. And they're killing it. They're doing an excellent job because just showing them going back and forth between like she picks up something and slams it down right as they go to him slamming it down. I mean, that is excellent editing. Like I am loving all of it. I don't know how that man doesn't have a million babies. I don't know how he's not Sunny in real life. Because if he is that way as an actor, just touching her stomach right up against the door, I was like, ha ha ha. I was like, oh, okay. That's a really good description of what happened this week. But so Carly and Valentin make up, and as they're making up, Brennan's breaking into her house.
Right?
And it bothered me more that the wine glasses were still left out. I wish that he had seen the broken vase or whatever it was that she smashed. He broke the vase upstairs. She smashed something.
First was like a serving platter, yeah.
Yeah. I wish that he had seen only that and food on the counter, not the wine glasses, though, and assumed she was in danger.
Right.
And went to rescue her. Instead of, he goes in, Carly is wrapped in her bed sheet, screams Jack, and he's like, where is he? He still has no idea who he is. Does he know that it's Valentin? Do you think he knows that it's Valentin?
I don't think he does. I think he's going to be blown away whenever he realizes it. But again, why does Carly have no security system? Sunny's daughter lives there.
He is WSB. Well, and that's what she even told Valentin. She's like, thank you so much for deciding to make that phone call that put us both in danger.
Right. No, I feel like having Sunny's daughter live there part-time and just the fact that it's Carly, it's a nice house, there would be some type of security system there that when he opened the door, an alarm would have gone off.
Right.
Maybe she has a silent alarm that like alerted her upstairs, and that's why Valentin wasn't in the bed by the time he got upstairs.
No, because she was surprised when Brennan came in.
Maybe she was surprised.
She was startled when she screamed. Yeah.
I don't know. No, I was surprised that he broke in, and I thought the same thing that you did. If you could say that he broke in, which wasn't nice, but then he saw the broken platter and thought, oh no, she's in danger. But he 100% was on a hunt for who it was that she's hooking up with.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that Valentin had time to go somewhere, out the window, out the whatever. And because there should be, if Carly's house is like Sunny's, there should be
Well, Carly's house is Sunny's.
but it's not Sunny's.
I know.
I was thinking of whenever they thought that Christina, wasn't it Christina that they thought was kidnapped? Somebody they thought was kidnapped, and they came in through the window, but there was a balcony off the window. I'm assuming that Carly's has a balcony too, but it may not.
Maybe.
I don't know. But hopefully, I'm hoping for Valentin's sake that there's a balcony that he was able to jump off of and get away, and that she can just play it off as it's some person that is of no interest to Brennan other than the fact that he was hooking up with Carly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's blame it on Brick. Let's say it was Brick.
There we go. Oh, okay.
He always talks about how beautiful he thinks she is.
Yep, he does.
The only other thing that we forgot that isn't as fun, but it should just be brought up for figuring out that Nathan's not Nathan. He screamed at Lulu this week about how they need to get Rocco out of town.
Although, to be fair, he's a detective.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that would be pointing to Nathan's not being Nathan as much as, listen, Lulu, you're seriously not taking... I loved the line, and we just need to get this tattooed on her forehead. You need to do what's best for your kid, not what you want.
Yes, I agreed with what he was saying.
That's why I don't think that's... I don't think that that's not going to prove that that's not Nathan.
I think that he jumped way too emotional too fast. If you were in a relationship with somebody and were what Nathan's supposed to be, I feel like he would have persuaded her nicely before getting to the point where he was yelling. That's the only part that I think
how dangerous these guys are.
True. I'm not sure which way it'll go.
And that Rocco told Britt. Because that was the other thing, too, is that she was like, Britt's going to go tell. And he's like, Britt's not going to hurt Rocco.
Right.
Rocco went to her. Britt is doing everything she can to comfort him, including pushing him away.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think that's the only thing that we'd missed.
I thought that was really good, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think you are right. Just doing a quick skim. Yeah.
He got Isaiah too, because Isaiah came in right at that point with the prescription, and he was like, "You better not tell anyone that you were here." And Isaiah was like, "Well, considering I'm a doctor and there's patient confidentiality, yeah, I'm not going to tell anyone. Thanks. I know how being a doctor works."
Right. Although he kept saying friend.
Yeah.
So you can't really have it both ways, but at the same time, yeah, that's it.
Reality check.
That was your week.
It was pretty boring. It was like cold here this week and rainy, and didn't really want to do anything super exciting. So I didn't really. We go tomorrow for a dance comp. It's the last dance comp of the season. I'm so excited. So other than that, though, yeah, we'll see how she does. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then we get to start the whole cycle all over again with cheer and dance for next year.
Yay. We should keep track of this. How many awards has Madeline won since we started the show?
Too many. How broke is Madeline's mom? Too broke. So how about you? What'd you do?
Well, I started off the week sick.
That's not fun.
No. Monday was my son's birthday. And I guess thankfully my daughter had a program that night. He had something going on. Like Monday's just not a good night for us anyway. So we celebrated on Tuesday. That was nice. I mean, he's 24 now. So
yeah.
I was like, you can rent a car next year. He's like, what? I don't care. I'm like, well, okay.
There really isn't anything after 21 is it. And then
he didn't even care about that though. So yeah. And then just between trying to feel better and still maintain my work, because that's, it's hard to work when you're sick, and it is a little bit more difficult when you work from home, because it's so easy to just take a 2.5 hour nap, and I'll do that later. And I did, but it was a struggle bus. Yeah, nothing exciting. Sorry, no trips.
Wow, we suck this week.
No trips, no exciting plans coming up. I'm going to a different store tomorrow that I'm excited to go to. What is it? Is it Maynard's or Menards? Menards, okay. That a client told me about, and I am super excited.
How far is this closest one?
It's in Philadelphia, so it's like an hour, 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's where I used to work too, so it's just going to be
all right.
But I was looking at the website today for the area, and I'm like, I worked there when they were building it, and so there are so many new things there.
Oh, well, that'll be fun. You get to explore the whole new place.
Yep, that's where Cabela's is too. maybe we'll go to Cabela's also.
There you go.
Make a whole day out of it. Is Cabela's a national or is that just here?
I think it's national, but I'm not positive. It's funny because whenever you talk about that plaza, the only thing that comes to my mind is that's where the Whitman's candy store is. Or Russell Stover. Russell Stover.
Yeah, it's Russell Stover.
Yeah. Sorry. Same thing. They sell both, but yeah. So before you could gamble in Pennsylvania and we would have to go to West Virginia for the slot machines, we would stop there on the way to pick up the clearance candy, like after each of the holidays to get a good deal on candy. And then we would.
And that was not there when I worked there.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I can't believe you drove that far to work. You're crazy.
I needed a job. I was a single mom.
That's like really far though, for like every day.
Well, so it was on the turnpike. So it was a lot of miles. But then when I worked in Robinson, it took me the same amount of time, but less miles just because of traffic.
Traffic, yeah. I guess you're right.
So I drove. That's when I got into podcasts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's why.
Wow.
That's how I got into all that. So let's just say without that, I would not. Well, I can't say that I wouldn't, but yeah, that's why people are like, how far do you drive for real estate? I'm like, I'll do within an hour because I used to do it every single day.
No, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good time. Actually, it was a good time. That's when I decided to get my master's in HR.
Oh, okay.
Because I did staffing for the AT&T call center that I don't even know if it's still there, but it's when they were building it. And that's when I fell in love with staffing and
got it.
All that stuff. So that's why I like hiring and training, but I'm never going to get back into that until we are at the point where we can hire people to help us with our show.
Well, I'm glad that you have that experience because that can be one of those things.
Okay. It was also 20 years ago.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no. All right. So with that, join us on starting to talk about Lucy, who joined GH 40 years ago on Thursday.
That's crazy.
I know.
Wow.
Hey, we were born.
We were born.
Yay.
Congratulations to us. All right. So have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.